and Margus, fuck you. Beanie, Ma, that's so in a cybercore. That's cool all over the floor. Beanie. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany? She said. Oops. So just okay, like, what do you mean? Well, I mean, because the thing is, I even said, you said, you would never end a friendship like that because you wouldn't have the heart to do that. You're not that kind of person. I mean, even if you tried, you would never be able to get yourself to do that. That'd be something you'd never forgive yourself for. Yeah. Yeah, you could never have a friendship like that, even if you wanted to. I mean, you even got the photo on your look, photos on one of the photos on your look screen, and then on your watch. I mean, those photos are everywhere. I mean, even if you wanted to, you could never end that friendship, even if you wanted to. I mean, you and I both know that. You would never be able to do that. Yeah, okay, whatever you say at the end, that's, you can. I mean, you will eventually. Some point you will care, I mean, that's the thing, I mean, you could never end a friendship like that, even if you wanted to. You and I both know that. You would never be able to do something like that. You could never end a friendship like that. You and I both know that. You and I both know that. You could never end a friendship like that. I mean, you and I both know that. Right. Yeah, you said that nearly. I think you said that enough times now. So, I mean, I get it too, That might be true, but Oh, that's interesting. Apparently Instagram collections are broken today. Oh, it's another thing here to piss me off. Oh, it's another, I guess it's another way they're trying to piss me off. Yeah, and yesterday there were 6 reports about down detected for Instagram. There's a couple reports, there's 2 reports today. Yeah, there are a few reported problems with Instagram. Most of it's the login. Of course. They just love pissing me off, don't they? Yeah, that's awesome. Just want to say that you could never end a friendship like that. You could never do something like that. You and I both know that. I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, I sit here and it's normal to me, and don't you know? Do you know? Remember the way the way you care for each other, and it's a beautiful thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I know I talk too much, but I know it's true. I could have thought you were just messaging me today. You weren't looking at my messages again, were you? No. He is on the list, right here. He has been writing. Sorry. Yeah, so what? So you wrote yourself that that's exactly what I said. You wrote that yourself. You don't have the heart to end a friendship like that. I mean, you wrote that yourself. I knew it. I mean, of course you don't have the heart to do that. You just told that you said that yourself. I mean, you really really cared about each other, you know. I mean, I've seen it, you know. And you know, the way I see it, you really love each other. I mean, honestly, I'll never forget you, the way you care for each other, you know. Yeah, because you would never have the heart to end a friendship like that. I mean, because you're not that kind of person. You would. I mean, what do you think I would do? I mean, I think I most certainly think you'd keep that. I mean, I think you'd definitely keep that friendship going. You wouldn't, even if you wanted to end it, you'd never be able to get yourself to do that. It wouldn't happen. It's just like SpongeBob when he couldn't let go of his Krusty Krab hat. Right. You know, it's going to be the same for you. You'll never be able to do that. You'll never be able to get yourself to do that. I mean, I don't know, but at the same time, you know, I'm kind of mad, you know. So you would, and at the same time, what do you mean you would? And at the same time, you're still, how could you still be angry? Obviously I had a panic attack. I mean, you could see yesterday, I tell you, you were convulsing. No, I wasn't convulsing. I was hyperventilating. And my hands were shaking so much I couldn't even use my booted computer mouse. I couldn't even use it because my hands were shaking. And so I was easily misspelling things. All my nerves were, my nerves were going crazy, mate. I was completely shaking. If I even get that on video. Now, why would I want to get that on video? Seriously? After that, I couldn't understand, because I kept thinking about it in my head. I mean, it would just be never ending, which is why I told myself that I didn't care anymore, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get, I wouldn't be able to get over that. That's why I even told myself that I don't care. I mean, you know. I mean, that's why, I didn't tell myself that, I didn't care, I mean, because otherwise, I would have just had that stuck in my head, and I wouldn't have been able to rest, I wouldn't have been able to go to sleep, I wouldn't have been able to rest, like, kept thinking about that. Fitting all our cameras. Yeah, it's like, you know, even though it's even raining out there, that represents perfectly how I feel. What do you mean that represents perfectly how you feel? You might be raining out there, but it's not like, there's no need to, you know. I mean, come on. You're being ridiculous. Like honestly, I'm being, you're actually being ridiculous. You're acting like a cock. I'm acting like a cock? And yes, okay, it's like Tinder, but anyway. I'm just saying. I mean, how, like, you know. You're full of yourself, am I? I mean, when someone blocks you, when you block someone, that's like usually when you don't want to be friends with them anymore. Yeah, but that's not always true. That's the thing, and not for that reason. I mean, that's not the reason why it blocked you. I mean, you know that. I mean, that wouldn't be true. There's no way. No. Don't tell me that you think that. I mean, yeah, to be honest, I kind of do, because that's what being blocked means. You know, that's what I think. You know, being blocked means. Oh, great. Oh boy. How am I gonna fix this? Like, what's it gonna take for you to realize that being blocked doesn't mean that? Well, I mean, that's how I've always thought what being blocked means. Great. I mean, you know, you don't have to be an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I mean, you know. Okay. Yeah, when you're sitting here, it's just, it's only lunchtime. I mean, but yeah, I mean, what you're doing, you're being, you're being silly. I'm being silly, right? Well, yeah, that's what I think, in my opinion. That's the thing. That's the thing. The thing is, your friends, but the thing is, he's not just your friend. That's the thing. He's also part of the family. He's actually family. I mean, he's not just your friend. He's actually your little cousin. What's going on? It's just every time every time I think about it, though, it reminds me of what happened last night. Yeah, great. You even said that using the only way to keep in touch would break your heart. His comments seem to be gone and everything was deleted. Yeah, but I said that before I stopped caring though. That's why then I just gave up and I just went and deleted the entire chat that we had. Well, I said a screenshot of the most important, most important ones. That's why I've got an album with the chats in it. And most of it's gone. I blocked him as well. Clearly I didn't care anymore. And why should I now? I still don't know. Why can't you just leave that behind, that incident, just pretend like that never even happened. I mean, it was an accident, it was never meant to happen. Right. You're looking at the picture and you're watching it. Get to know everything I'm doing. Oh my god, it's Kurgan. It's not that easy telling because every time I do look at the photo, or, it reminds me of the massive panic attack I had yesterday. I I was shaking so much I couldn't use my mouse. Couldn't even use my computer properly. That just makes me angry. Oh, come on. Well, yeah, I had such a massive, I had such a massive, what did you go? I don't know yet. That's the thing, I don't know. Part of me wants to, but part of me doesn't. Another part of me doesn't. That's the thing. One part of me wants to care, but the other part doesn't. I feel like I'm riding an emotional roller coaster. Honestly. Maybe I should go back to bed and just sleep it off. Go back to bed. I mean, it's lunchtime. Maybe, you know, to take a nap or something. Take a nap. I mean, in your case, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you don't usually take naps, because in your case, I'm pretty sure that's boring. You know. Yeah, I still don't know whether I should, you know. So I'd already said that, since yesterday, since last night, I mean. I'd already started erasing it from my mind. I don't know whether I should, you know, whether. I know I said that, you know, all that, but I don't know if I should do it then. You know, I just thought I'd write things. You know, I wouldn't, you know, then again, well, I don't write things like that whenever I was joking. That is true. I definitely don't write things like that. It's not just to him. But yeah, other people. I don't write that kind of stuff if I'm joking. Because, yeah, I don't want people to think I'm weird. You know, that's what I'm not. So you're telling me you read that message? What did you say with it? And it's just like you said to me. I mean, you know, I didn't want to admit that yesterday, but you are right. I wouldn't have the heart to end that friendship. You're not wrong. That's the thing. You're not wrong. I wouldn't have the heart to end that friendship. I most certainly wouldn't. That friendship is one of the is more beautiful than any of the other friendships that I've had. And when I was his age, when I was 10, I didn't really have many friends. Yeah, but that's only because of the way you behaved. You know, you want to change person. You weren't really nice. You know, you're always a handful, and yeah. But you had me when you were 10. That's why we don't know each other for 3 years. True. Yeah, I understand that's before he was born. Yeah, but you see, you didn't have him yet. Because it was 3 years before he was born. Yeah, when you were 10, that was 3 years before he was born. So you're 13 years older. That is true. You sure? Yeah. I mean, you had said at the end that you did forgive him. Yeah, but that's only because I couldn't end the friendship. That's only because, you know, I don't know, obviously I don't have the heart to end that friendship, and you know, it's still pretty much there, but it's just, you know, the madness is also still there, you know, the anger from yesterday is still kind of there, you know, from when I had that panic attack, and, I don't, you know, I just don't know if I can go back to, you know, going about it the way I did. I just don't know. I probably need some time to think about it because I don't know. Well, I just really forward to Brisbane. Right? Well, I care about it. If I care about it, if I started caring about it, like I do, then yes, I would. But yeah, I don't know if I'm really ready for that. Ready to care about it at the moment. I don't know. Because I mean, I couldn't forget that panic attack, obviously, and I just I thought you said you couldn't remember what happened last night. I usually say that, but yeah, that panic attack, that's it's hard to forget when you have a panic attack. That is so bad that you almost can't use it, you're shaking. You know, you couldn't forget something like that. That something like that would be hard to forget. Right. You're gonna be wrong. My sister came back and she left her shoes in the middle of of course, in the middle of the walkway where someone could trip over. You know, Nike shoes. Wait, did you say Nike shoes? Yeah. Weren't you gonna get like twinning shoes? What do you mean, twinning shoes? I thought you were gonna get like twinning Nike shoes, or like the ones your little cousin got when he was here. Isn't that why you went to Belconnen the second time? I never told you that, Teddy. How do you even know that? I mean, I never told you that. But yeah, that is true. Was at least. Oh, it is still kind of. Yeah, I did want to. Yeah, of course. That is true. Yeah, but that was until this not that this incident. That was until this incident happened last night. Now I'm not really sure anymore. After that incident happened, I'm not now I'm not really sure anymore. I don't know what to think. I mean, why I can think about it, it's that massive panic attack I had yesterday where I was shaking, and the way I was shaking. Have you ever breathed that heavily before? Well, I was one time where I did have a ventilator a little bit. It was a long time ago, and I don't know how I still have this. I still kind of have this in my head, and technically because it still haunts me. But it was in Upper Austria one night, and I went and no, it was when I was a kid. It was in Upper Austria one night, and I went and opened my dad's parents' bedroom door, and then I think it was I don't know, but I think it was dad's mum that stuck her head up because the door opened and. But you can hear, but yeah, well, I don't know, but it didn't. It was so dark. It looked to me. I mean, in the picture I still had, the mental picture I still had in my head. It looked like a ghostly figure in the bed, and it scared me to death almost. Like it literally scared the crap out of me. And like I don't know what it was, but yeah, I mean, it was so dark you couldn't see it. It scared the crap out of me. Ah, I never did that since. Interesting. You know what I'm saying? How you wanted to stay in touch. I mean, now you don't know if you care or not. I'm just gonna. The first kind of one day because every time I think about, just every time I think about it, because now just a reminder that that's a panic attack I had. It's anything it reminds me of. Yeah, it's just I think of it. That's why I think about it. I just didn't think about it because I ended up thinking about the massive panic attack I had instead. Great, now I'm never going to forget that. It's not good in my skull. Oh, feels that way. Yeah, I do care about it, but after that incident, last night, I just don't know anymore. I'm just not sure. After that incident happened last night, I'm just not sure anymore. That's the thing. I'm just not sure at the moment. After that incident happened last night, I'm just not sure at the moment. I'm just not sure anymore. I wish I could get myself to, but I keep every time I keep thinking about that. I keep getting reminded of the massive panic attack I had because of you. Don't get me wrong, I want to go down there again. But then go back to normal. But of course, I don't really but I do want to go. Don't get me wrong, I do want to care about him. But at the same time, I keep getting reminded of this massive panic attack I had, and it just haunts me. I was shaking so much, I could barely use my computer mouse because my hand, everything was shaking. I don't know, but I want to go about it like the way I did. I just don't know. Whether I want to, that's the thing. I just don't know if I want to care about him again, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't have time to think about that. I just don't know. I just don't know at the moment because, I was shaking so much yesterday, I don't know. Again, like I did before. This is a take out last night. I just don't know. And that's the thing, I just don't know. That's the parenting last night. We shared sometimes I couldn't use my computer. I was just, shaking. He said, that's why, I just don't know anymore. I'm just not sure. Because I don't want to care about it again like the way I did. I just don't know at the moment. Because one part of me wants to, but the other part doesn't. I just don't know. The incident happened last night. I just don't know. The incident happened, I just don't know. So, of course, I even still remember the messages saying, because even that's still, I'd taken a mental picture of that. And then along with the panic attack as well, I don't know. My own man now. Oh, come on. You're still going with those? Yeah. Yeah, I am still going with that. That's what happened last time. That's what happened last night. I had such a mess of pain. I'm just lucky I didn't die or anything. I'm just lucky it didn't kill me. Well, plague takes only to kill you. Well, I was completely shaking then. You can't really live without nerves because the nerves also make your heart beat. Well, that's how do you think your heart beats? It's also a bunch of nerves. And nerves also allow you to inhale and exhale. If all your nerves stopped working, you'd be dead because you wouldn't be able to inhale and exhale, and then you wouldn't be able to breathe. Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why you can't live without nerves. if I kept, hyperventilating, I probably would have died, because all the nerves were going crazy. I mean, what are the odds that the nerves around the lungs would have gone crazy too? Yeah, that would have been a problem. I'd be rushed to the hospital. Because without the nerves around, without the nerves working around your lungs, you wouldn't be able to inhale and exhale, because the nerves are what allow you to do that. Your nerves are what allow you to inhale and exhale. Without those, you wouldn't be able to inhale and exhale. You'd most likely die, because you wouldn't be able to inhale and exhale by yourself. You'd need a machine to do that for you. Actually, you wouldn't die, unless But if you were outside the hospital, and there's a chance that the ambulance might not make it in time. I mean, it was in the hospital. You'd have to rely on a machine to let you breathe. It's to help you breathe. I mean, you can't do it yourself. Yeah. Imagine, what if that did kill me though? You know how bad that would have been? If you had that pain, my nerves got so crazy that it actually, killed me. Yeah. That's such a pain is that. Yeah. So I was literally checking, just lucky that panic attack didn't, just like it didn't kill me, Because you can't live without your nerves, Because the reason, because without nerves you can't live, because your nerves are what allow you to inhale and exhale, and without the nerves you wouldn't be able to breathe on your own. You would need a machine. Of course, it's not the kind of machine. It's only the hospitals have those kind of machines. I mean, it's not like a machine that you have at home. That's the thing. Oh, yeah, because without the nerves, you can't breathe on your own. You would have to rely on a machine to do that for you. Without the nerves, you can't inhale and exhale, because your nerves are what allow you to do that. Your nerves allow you to inhale and exhale, and without them, you wouldn't be able to inhale and exhale by yourself. And if you can't breathe, you die. You die if you can't breathe. So that's why, that's why nerves important. So yeah, when you have a panic attack and you're shaking, your nerves can go crazy. But the problem is that they go too crazy. Yeah, and that's why I'm just glad. I mean, I was really shaking, but I'm just glad that it didn't kill me, because I was also hyperventilating. And yeah, that's why I'm just glad, that it didn't kill me, because that would have been way worse. by itself, by itself, hyperventilation doesn't actually kill you. But it would cause you to faint though if you hyperventilate for too long, because your body's releasing more carbon dioxide than it normally does. Oh. Yeah, so, it would cause you to faint, and luckily I didn't faint either. Actually, that could kill you, actually. Well, no, not hyperventilation itself, but when you faint. Because I've blacked out before, and fainted. Because I black out because I'm not used to exercise. I blacked out before and I fainted luckily I fainted against the shower door, because it would have been worse if it was the corner of the table like this corner. It would have been way worse if I fainted with my head hitting the corner of the table. Because that can cause a cerebral hemorrhage, or a brain bleed, and that would kill you. Oh, because your brain's bleeding, that's a problem, because your brain needs that blood to survive. If it's bleeding out, your brain, that's the thing. That would kill you. So luckily I was sitting at my desk. So hyperventilating too much can make you faint. And that's why hyperventilating kill you. Not the hyperventilation itself, but if you faint and you hit and then you're actually near the corner of a table and then your head hits that, it would kill you, because that could cause a brain bleed. Maybe it was hyperventilating. I was hyperventilating so much my nerves were going crazy, and my hands were shaking, and I couldn't even use the mouse properly without making any typos, because my hands were shaking, because my nerves were going crazy. What else what was I supposed to do in that case? But that's why then, not later on, I stopped, because I just told myself not to care anymore, because clearly it wasn't worth the risk of fainting and all that. At least you could have slept for those. You don't faint for that long, Honestly. That's why, ever since that happened last night, I don't know if I want to care about it. The way I do. I forgave him for what happened, but I don't know if I want to care about it the way I did. I just don't know, because every time I think about it, it just reminds me of that panic attack I had because of him, because of that incident that happened last night. So I'm just not sure. I really don't know. At the moment, I'm just not sure. Let me see the chat. So why do you want to see my chats? What do you want? I'm not going to let you write anything rude. No, I'm not going to type anything. Oh, these are my chats. What are you doing? Oh. I see what you've written. Yes, sir. Nothing there. Probably doesn't count it. Well, he probably, who knows, he probably doesn't. I don't say that. Well, if he's not replying, isn't it Monday? Well, yeah, well, what does that have anything to do with it? Well, isn't Monday a school day? Well, yeah, But at least you haven't written any more messages, yeah, I'm not going to let that habit get in the way again. I'm not making that mistake again. After what happened last night, I'd have to be an idiot to make that mistake again. After what happened last night, I'd have to be an idiot to make that mistake again. I mean, seriously, I mean, after what happened last night, I would have to be an idiot to make that mistake again. You know, honestly, after what happened last night, I would have to be an idiot to make that mistake again. After what happened last time, I'd have to be an idiot to make that mistake again. Seriously, I'd have to be an idiot. And only an idiot would do that again. Yeah. The second, only an idiot would do that again. No construction doesn't come. I just don't know. I need to do it again one more time. For God's sake. What is the If I put that message about forgive you, but I never said anything about, the caring part. I never mentioned that. Oh, yeah, you didn't. I just realised that message. Yeah, because I don't know. That's what I don't know about. Ever since that happened last time. Every time I think about something like that, it just brings back. That's what I remember. The panic attack I had yesterday. It was a panic attack where I was hyperventilating and then shaking so much that I could barely even use my computer mouse. So yeah, I just don't know about that. If I want to hear about him again, because I was originally planning to erase him from my mind, and me just saying that I'm not an only man, I was planning I was telling myself that I was telling myself that I don't care anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, I don't know, but I want to care about him again. No, that's the thing. I just don't know whether I should or not. I just don't know. It was just, I was telling myself that I shouldn't care about him anymore. No, that's what I was telling myself. Now this, I don't know. No, I'm not too sure whether I should or not. If I decide, I'll probably have to go with no. Why you not, only because, every time I think about wanting to do that, all I can think about is that, massive panic attack I had yesterday, and how I was hyperventilating, and how I nearly couldn't use how I almost couldn't use my computer mouse because my hand was shaking so much. Every time, that's what it reminds me of. Every time I want to think about caring about him again, that's what comes back to me. And that hurts, makes me angry. It's just too good to be true. I don't, it's just, I just don't think, I was going to say it's too good to be true, but that's silly. But I don't think I can. I mean, part of me wants it, but part of me doesn't. The bigger part of me doesn't. I just don't know. I think I just need some time. After that panic attack last night, I probably need some time to think about that, whether I should care about recognition, whether I should care about him again, even because yesterday and last night I I was telling myself not to. That's what helped me go to sleep last night. Because I was telling myself to stop caring about him. You know, you roll the photo and you look and all that. Yeah. It's just that, you know. Yeah, I just don't know. Because of a panic attack. Well, I mean, it was a massive panic attack because I was shaking so much I could barely use my computer. Yeah, I mean, I was shaking so much I couldn't even use my computer. It's already August 10th. Oh yeah, it is too. And 21 more days left of August. Yeah, but I know you were still looking forward to going. You just said no. You know, if you cared about it, then you would. But clearly, at the moment, you don't seem to be caring about it. No, or because of it. You just can't forget about last night. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, how could you forget that? I mean, man hunt you every day? Well, hunt me? No, it wouldn't, no, it's not creepy. I mean, that's still, you know. Yes, honestly, give me one good reason. I mean, give me one good reason, like, why you shouldn't care about him. Like, what reason would you have not to care about him? I don't see that really being a reason to not care about him anymore. To just, you know. Oh, it's so good. It's rainy out there. It's so wet. But it's wet over here. The weather doesn't go out in the rain. Because he doesn't usually do it in the rain though, right? It's only 12 degrees when it's cold out there. Alexander's being my legs. I, you obviously know you can't, of course, you can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man now too. Just, how many times are you going to say that? What do you mean? And honestly, no, I thought he was someone you really cared about. No, even I'm confused. No, you don't. You just like you're saying you don't. Well, it's not that I don't. As I said, I'm just not sure. Because I just every time I wanted to, every time I think about that, and it just reminds me of the panic attack I had last night. So that's why I'm just not too sure whether I should or not. I just don't know. Cool. If only there was a way to fix this. If only it wasn't for that incident last night.